Good morning, my dear students, and welcome to this webcast, BoS for Success for the subject CA Intermediate Paper 4 Cost.
Recording in progress.
And myself, BoS faculty, Dr. N. Sen Gupta, and with me, there will be CA Mayank Jain, who will take you through this particular subject of cost and management accounting. And I'd like to welcome all the students who has joined directly through Zoom and then who are there watching this telecast, webcast through YouTube. Welcome all of you. And I'll start. Obviously, there are certain things which I will tell you, but I would like to start with your viewpoint, where you are facing difficulty. If you have any question, let us start with that because it's not a regular lecture class. It's basically helping you. Not many days are left for the examination. So, what is going through your mind? What is your experience? And how you think that we can help you, or if there is any doubt in your mind about examination, about how to prepare for this balanced few days, whatever is there in your mind, you can share with us so that I'll try to answer your question. Okay, so we'll start with that. After that, I'll take you through this particular subject, and there are a few things which we'll explain. We have planned to explain you the initial things, and then we'll take up few questions, one or two questions. One is the process question, which we have given in the MTP to be done following a different technique. Normally, LIFO is very popular, law weighted average is very popular, but we have given a different question this time. So we'll discuss that. But let's start with any of your query if you have. Anybody, you can open your mic and you can speak, no problem. I can see Shashank is there, Shubham is there, many others are there. So anybody is having any doubt in your mind, please feel free. Maithili is there, Bala Murugan is there, Ruchira is there, uh, Astha is there. So anybody, any question you
Hello,
have
sir.
in your mind? Yes, please.
Sir, I'm Maithili. Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one doubt regarding material cost and the employee cost. In that, how to fastly revise that two chapters, sir? It is very difficult to me to revise.
Okay.
Other chapters also is easy, but comparing material and the employee, it is difficult, sir, how to revise
Right.
fastly.
Okay. Okay. Mithili, if you talk about what are the things which are there in in material and costing, I will just take you through one slide of the presentation I have prepared for this two chapter because some these can you see on the screen? So if you see in the material chapter, there are a lot of ranges of topics which you are required to understand. Now,
One
few
step
things,
zoom out, sir.
yeah. So few things, first of all, you need to do, which is very essential, must, is the numerical question. So while revising, maybe the EOQ formula and carrying cost, holding cost calculation, comparison, how we can do. So this is one part you can revise. Okay. Then you can go through the LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average very quickly. Levels, various levels of inventory that you can go through.
Some
That
of
is
the
also,
words is hiding, sir.
yeah.
It's not visible. Some of the words in
Okay.
material
Okay. Okay. Just
inventory,
yeah.
some words are not visible.
Yeah. I'm just telling. ये visible नहीं बता रहे हैं थोड़े से.
One step
Technician, can
go
you
back.
zoom it little bit? हाँ ये ना थोड़ा सा कट के आ रहा है. Just a moment, please. ना अभी भी नहीं आ रहा है। ये ठीक है, बस वो वाला पेज में नहीं है। प्लीज करो। So, Maithili, I will read it out for you. First, material requirement. These are all the theoretical parts. So, if you have already prepared a notes, okay, if you have prepared, then you just revise 2 to 3 line about this and the format. If you have not done, in a simple piece of paper, you write down in your register about these things very quickly. Then
Yes.
numerical question, you focus on three things. One, the questions on UQ, comparison of cost, calculation of carrying cost and holding cost, then inventory level, minimum level, maximum level, reorder level. Then you focus on the cost price methods like LIFO, FIFO, weighted average, etc. Okay. So your numerical part, three you need to revise. So conceptually, if you have understood, you write down the formula and maybe one question you can practice. That's all. For revising, I'm telling. Then you
Okay.
please revise, which is very important. On the left hand side, which is written, this one, this is written as accounting and control. Accounting and control of waste. So this is basically waste. First word which is not visible. Waste. Waste, scrap, spoilage, defective. The treatment of very important. Then
Okay.
2 to 3 lines about bin card, stores ledgers, and stores control. Just few lines, okay? And also you prepare yourself if there is a question asking about the difference between bin card and stores ledger, you should be able to answer it. So this much if you do in material chapter, as a revision, I think that will be good enough. So you prepare your formula sheet like this. If you can see
Yes, sir.
अपना आप
Sir, as you said, the bin card and stores ledger, that is a theoretical part. Correct, sir? Difference between that theoretical.
which one beta come again.
Previously, you told that bin card and stores ledger.
Yes.
That difference between theoretical part.
Yes, you need to understand this. You need to write down in your register the difference between bin card and stores ledger. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes,
From the
yes,
study
sir.
material, you write down two points. Because sometime in
Yes,
the question paper it is asked. It's a very common question. That's why I'm telling you.
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
And then you write down the basic formulas like this in a piece of paper. And then you can see it in, once in a week or something like that. Write down like how the levels are calculated, how UQ are calculated, how another question which sometimes comes and generally students ignore is calculation of inventory turnover period. Okay, only one or two questions is given, but sometime question comes, so that also you practice. So four type of numerical. One is EOQ, another is material level of inventory, third is inventory turnover ratio, and fourth is your LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average WEM. Okay, that's all.
Yes.
Numerical part and small concept. So your overall notes, if you have prepared, it will be of 3 to 4 pages only. And that if
Okay,
you
sir.
revise, then your whole chapter is revised. And just for your benefit, another theoretical part, again, I can see that left hand side may not be visible. This is waste. Last one, this is waste. Okay. So waste, scrap, spoilage, defective, obsolescence. One thing is very common. If you want to understand, normal will be absorbed by the good unit production, any normal loss, any abnormal loss to be charged to costing PL. That's the normal treatment of all. whether it is waste, scrap, spoilage, defective, and obsolescence. Also, you understand the meaning. Waste basically means which is lost during the storage period or production. Scrap means which is disposed of, खराब हो गया, removed. Spoilage, badly damaged while manufacturing. Defective, substandard. Obsolescence, something like technology has gone, like Nokia phone for an example. Okay, some of that,
What is
or
the heading
typist,
of?
type machine. So in all these five cases of law of material, this is another theoretical question which comes very often. The difference of treatment between waste and scrap or spoilage and defective. This is another important area. So three important segment of the whole material chapter. One is the numerical, four type of numerical I told. Second, small theoretical concept like what is bin ledger, what is bin card, what is stores ledger, what is the difference. Then what is MRN? MRN means material requisition note, purchase requisition note, goods received notes. Only 2 to 3 lines and one format. That's all. So if you prepare these 3 4 pages, I think you can cover the whole material chapter. It's a big chapter. I fully appreciate your viewpoint, but this way you can control it, and any time you can always remember. So this is the points to remember in material cost, as I told you. Number
Sir,
one, UQ.
previous slide number 19, what is the heading, sir? Procurement of loss of material or measurement of loss of material, sir?
Which one?
Heading, sir.
This is treatment.
Treatment, okay, sir.
Uh,
Treatment of loss of materials.
yeah. Can you see it now, beta?
Yes, sir, but in that
Chota hai, small.
individual boxes are
Yeah.
very small letters, sir.
Little increase, little. Maybe little better now.
Yes, sir, now it is better.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
So this is basically treatment of loss of material. This is very important, and all the students, though it is asked by Maithili, I think Maithili, but it's important for all of you that please go through this treatment. And I have taken only 2 minutes to make you understand, but you write down the meaning, you write down, and the treatment you write down. So any question comes, you can write the answer very easily. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is the material. Now, if you have if talked about this employee cost, so that is another chapter. And Maithili, let me tell it to you, earlier it was very difficult because now in system like bonus, now there is only two ways or two technique we have there in the material. What are the two techniques of calculating incentive or bonus? Can you tell me?
Uh,
Anybody? It's not only you, but anybody can tell. दो technique है. Only two techniques are there now for calculating wages and incentive payment. Earlier there was 10, 15. Only two is there now.
Healthy plan and Rogan plan.
Yes, Halsey and Ravan. So to Halsey and Ravan, Kuldeep, yes. So employee cost, you think in this way. Number one, simple meaning of employee cost, how to control employee cost, how to keep attendance and payroll. These are more theoretical in nature or conceptual in nature. Once you read, I think you will be able to understand major points. You can note down. Wage and incentive payment system is very important. Majority of the numerical comes from here. And there
yes,
is
sir.
only two system. One is Halsey and one is Raval. Okay. Then a very important part is overtime and the treatment of overtime. Okay, so this is very important. Then there is idle time. I will tell you what is idle time. There are two kind of idle time. One is normal idle time, like we have taken a break for an example, normal break. So that's lunch time, tea time. So that's the normal idle time. Abnormal, there is a breakage in the machinery or there is a shortage of supply chain of material. That is abnormal. Then timekeeping, time booking is a normal technique. Efficiency rating procedure, how we calculate the efficiency. Second part, second numerical. So this is numerical part and two techniques are there. So this is numerical and two techniques are there. One is Ravan and one is Halse. Then here again four techniques are there. So two numerical part, this is numerical part and this is numerical part. These all are conceptual part. Among the conceptual part also, you give a special emphasis on idle time. Can you see on the slide now? Idle
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir.
You can see it fully.
Now it's not visible, sir.
Yeah.
Previously visible.
So idle time, if you see the picture, what is there? They are taking tea. So tea time, breakfast time, lunch time, going to the washroom, time which cannot be avoided. The time which is normal. So that is normal idle time. Okay. And it should be charged to cost of production, means it should be taken as a normal time. Abnormal, which is to be charged to costing PL. Any abnormal loss we are charging to costing PL. Now, abnormal idle time example. Can you see the example, please?
Yes,
Fire,
sir. Fire, strike, power,
strike,
failure, etc.
power, failure, etc., etc. So, and this is the formula sheet you can prepare. So, two type of numerical you can see. One is Ravan and Halsey. This two is very important. This two, Ravan and Halsey, and then turnover, replacement, separation, flask. So these are the three techniques of employee turnover. So you prepare a formula sheet and write down the concept. So 2-3 page, if you do, you can revise the employee cost. In general, I'm telling you, I'm not predicting anything. There will be question from these two chapter in examination, almost 100%.
Yes, sir. So,
These
just,
chapters you cannot avoid at all.
yes, sir. Can you try slightly shrink the display, sir? Words are not visible before left side.
Sure, sure. Just a moment. क्या visible नहीं? Okay. So this is the way you can revise the material chapter and this employee cost. So employee cost, the question based on employee cost, direct and indirect. Normal idle time is very important, normal and abnormal. Treatment of overtime wages, overtime premium is important. Calculation of wages under Halsey and Rawan is important. And calculation of employee turnover questions like Flask and all those techniques which are there. Okay. So this is the way you can cover these two chapters. I hope, Maithili, your query is a little clear now.
Yes, sir. Can you show that formula slide, sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
You can take a photograph also.
yes, sir.
This
That's right.
this is all there in the study material though. I've compiled from there.
Good
We
morning,
are the
sir.
people who has written the study material, so it is same,
Okay, sir.
right?
Done.
Good
Yes.
morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. May I know who is on the line?
Sir, Astha.
Yes, Asta, please.
Sir, I have doubt in MTP series 2.
Okay.
So can you open that?
MTP series 2 will be discussing specific question. If you can send an email, I am giving you the email ID. Okay. And along with that, you give the phone number, we'll discuss with you. CMA inter@ICAI.in. Okay. But we will be discussing what question you have doubt though.
Sir, it's an MCQ question number 14. Sir, it
Okay.
is written there that storage cost and opportunity cost is to be considered based on the average inventory holding period.
Okay.
Sir, in that formula of EOQ, sir, interest rate is given 18% on the capital tied up in inventory. Sir, here the 18% of the cost, that is 50 rupees, they have taken it as 9 and multiplied it with 30.
Not they have beta, we have. We are the people.
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
एक्चुअली सर कैरिंग कॉस्ट में सर प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ पे
ठीक है.
सर सर दो कैरिंग कॉस्ट गिवन है एक स्टोरेज कॉस्ट 2 रुपीज पर यूनिट पर मंथ
मैं
एंड एक
क्वेश्चन को देख लेता हूँ एक बार. आई एम अनेबल टू रिकॉल राइट नाउ. क्वेश्चन को देख के विल गेट बैक टू यू मे बी इन दिस सेशन. अदरवाइज आप मेल पे अपना नंबर देके छोड़ देना एंड सीए मयंक विल बी कॉलिंग एंड विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग इट टू यू. नो प्रॉब्लम. और अगर अभी देख पाता हूँ तो मैं अभी कर दूंगा. ठीक है, विद इन दिस सेशन ओनली.
ओके सर सर एक मेरा और क्वेश्चन था कि अगर हमें कंपेयर करना होता है किसी भी दो मशीन्स को कि हमें कौन सी मशीन को चूज करना चाहिए तो हम फिक्स कॉस्ट को कंसिडर करेंगे उस टाइम पर या फिर ओनली वेरिएबल कॉस्ट के साथ ही कंपेरेंस करेंगे
नहीं, किस चीज से से रिलेटेड बता रहे हैं आप इसको?
सर लाइक टू machines are given and their costs are separately given
नहीं,
like
टू
variable
मशीन
and
कौन सी
fixed cost.
चीजों में बेटा? फाइनेंस में बोल रहे हो आप कॉस्टिंग में बोल रहे हो?
सर कॉस्टिंग में
कॉस्टिंग में कहाँ पे?
सर एक क्वेश्चन भी गिवन था लाइक ब्रेन स्कैन की दो मशीन्स हैं उनकी सेपरेट कॉस्ट गिवन है वेरिएबल फिक्स कॉस्ट इज गिवन सर वहां पर जो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट है उन्होंने उसको ही कंसिडर किया है फॉर द कंपेरेंस पोर्शन फिक्स कॉस्ट को कंसिडर नहीं किया है
Because in
सर
any case that has to be incurred. In
ओके
any
सर
case that fixed cost is to be considered, is to be incurred. So इसीलिए उसको कंसिडर नहीं करते हैं. Which machine is better आप कह रहे हो ना? उसमें
यस
फिर
सर
एफिशिएंसी भी निकालते हैं, कॉस्ट निकालते हैं, किस मशीन में वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, क्योंकि मशीन खरीदने का नहीं निकालते हैं, क्योंकि वो तो उनके पास ऑलरेडी है ही है. मशीन उन्होंने ऑलरेडी ले लिया. सो कौन सी मशीन में बेटर एफिशिएंसी आ रहा है कॉस्ट वाइज, दैट कंपैरिजन वी हैव डन. ओके, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन. उसको बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आप करना. उसको वेरिएबल कॉस्ट के ही कंपैरिजन करते हैं, नॉट फिक्स कॉस्ट.
सर मींस देयर रेलेवेंट कॉस्ट इज ओनली वेरिएबल
यस, बहुत
ओके
अच्छा कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन है. ऐसे ही जैसे ही कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन मिलेगा ना आपको हमारे मटेरियल में, एमटी में, उसको स्टार मार्क देके रखना. यहीं पे प्रॉब्लम होता है एग्जामिनेशन में, कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन में. बाकी क्वेश्चन तो जनरली यू पीपल आर एबल टू डू इट. ओके.
सर वहाँ पे एक सेमी वेरिएबल के रिगार्डिंग गिवन था एक और क्वेश्चन में
हम्म.
लाइक they have written that 1,50,000 per annum up to 60% capacity and additional 60,000 for every 20% increase in capacity or proportionately. सर यहाँ पे 1,50,000 पर एनम गिवन है, तो हमारी कैपेसिटी की परसेंटेज थी 90%।
तो
एंड
80
वन
plus 10
सर यस सर 1,50,000 तो 60% तक है, तो इन्होंने 1,50,000 को पूरा ले लिया एंड 60,000 फॉर एवरी 20% इंक्रीज इन
in the
कैपेसिटी।
same question.
सर यस सर नो सर इट्स वॉट अ डिफरेंट।
हाँ, आपने क्वेरी किया था, ये भेजा था क्या?
सर एक क्वेरी भेजी थी सर वहाँ पे, अभी रिप्लाई नहीं आया वहाँ पे।
हाँ ठीक है, विल रिप्लाई दैट। और आज भी मैं मयंक को बताऊंगा, आपकी क्वेरी मैंने डिस्कस कर लिया, आपने बिल्कुल सही बताया, वो वैसे ही होगा जैसे आप बता रहे हो।
ओके सर। सर एक सेमी वेरिएबल एंड दूसरी जो क्वेरी थी क्वेश्चन नंबर 14 की, वो मैं सेंड कर दूंगी।
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, वेरी गुड। एनी अदर? तो बाकी स्टूडेंट्स, आपका जो ये मशीन वाला क्वेश्चन आस्था ने अभी पूछा था MTB 2 में, इसको आप भी मार्क करके रखिएगा। दिस आर कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन एंड इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट, इंटरनेशनल बुक्स भी फॉलो करते हैं ये सारे प्रिंसिपल्स। उस तरीके का क्वेश्चंस हमने कोशिश किया, क्योंकि बिकॉज यू हैव सीन द चेंजेस इन द ट्रेंड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन पेपर। उसमें थोड़े लैंग्वेज भी इज लिटिल मोर कॉम्प्लिकेटेड देन द नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज जो पहले आते थे। तो आप, योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। conceptual understanding is very important, then only you will be able to solve it. Okay, any other? Shubham, Satyabish, who all
Good
are
morning,
there?
sir.
Yeah, who is there?
I'm Shatavisha
You are?
from Eastern region.
What is your
Shatavisha.
name?
Shatavisha.
Sotobisha. Sotobisha, then what is your title?
Pramanik. I'm
Okay,
from Kolkata.
okay, okay, fine.
Sir,
Yes, I can understand you are from Calcutta.
sir, I have some difficulty in understanding absorption costing and zero-based budgeting, actually.
Okay, okay.
So, if you can please
Yeah.
enlighten on these matters.
First of all, zero-based budgeting, very simple concept you try to understand in case of zero-based budgeting is that we are starting from the scratch. Normally, when we prepare the budget, we take the earlier, figures, earlier trend, and then accordingly we try to modify plus and minus, and accordingly we prepare the budget. When you are preparing zero-based budgeting, and it's very popular across the organization, we do not try to get too much influenced by the previous budget. So we try to see the current situation. For an example, I can give you a market example. uh, let's say restaurant, okay, Satavisha, and yesterday was the new year for the Bengali people. So for an
Yes, sir.
example, you were running a restaurant, and on the Pehla Baishak, you want to offer something, as a package to the people. Now, before starting the Gulf, before issue or the West Asia issue, that is between Iran and US, the cylinder availability, gas cylinder availability, I'm sure it is there in Calcutta also, may not be
Sir, very
that.
much.
Yeah, maybe, I'm not sure, but you are telling it is there. So the availability was much easier, the cost was much easier. Now, for a restaurant, just for your example, nowadays you require a commercial licensing to obtain a cylinder, commercial cylinder. Okay. So many people earlier, off the record, probably I'm telling that many people probably would not have the commercial, licensing for that. So now situation is little different. So when you are preparing budget for that, let's say estimation, I'm giving a normal example, not the corporate example. So your assumption, your situation will be different. So last year, what was there for the Pehla Baishak, your package, and this year it will be different. So there are certain advantages of zero-based budgeting, certain disadvantages of zero-based budgeting. But zero-based budgeting says that you consider the current situation, Don't try to get too much influence on your previous data. So this is number one. Now absorption costing. Absorption costing basically is little different from the marginal costing. I will see if I have something there for you. What we do in marginal costing.
So can you upload this PPT to
So
portal, sir?
this you have to take pictures wherever is required. This is all from your study material. Nothing is different. Everything is there in the study material. Okay.
So
So
that
if
it
you
is very
talk about the marginal costing, if you see here, okay, you see that
Yes,
it
sir.
is sales, then variable cost, then fixed cost. In case of absorption costing, we don't follow this step. We take the whole cost together and we calculate the profit. So the concept of contribution is not there. So that's the basic difference. And also I request you, there is a numerical in the study material where both absorption costing and marginal costing is given. So you
Yes, sir, it's
please
there. It is there.
please practice that particular question. I think your concept will be much more clear. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you, sir.
zero-based budgeting, both and theoretically zero-based budgeting is also important because 2 marks, 3 marks question people may give you. Normally numerical will not come.
It
Numerical,
often comes in theory portion, sir.
yeah. Numerical question from the budget, just for your information, normally comes from flexible budget or cash budget. Flexible budget is the go-to question. So all kind of flexible budget with variable cost, with semi-variable cost, with fixed cost, how the things changes. 60% may what will be the fixed cost. Fixed cost will not change until unless something is specified. All those type varieties of questions you should practice in flexible budget because budget chapter numerical depends on that. Okay. So a
Thank you,
very good
sir. Thank you.
question. Satabisha. I hope my pronunciation is correct. Uh, Thank you very much for your question. Any other question, please? So three students have asked some beautiful questions, and I'm sure all other people are taking a note of it.
Sir, there are graphs given in marginal costing chapter.
Mm. Yes,
Sir, I couldn't understand that graphs.
that's a break-even chart basically. That chart is break-even chart. In one part unit is there, one part the amount is there. So break-even point has been shown, and the figures is just given below the that particular chart. You just see it once again. Otherwise, you send your number, and maybe we'll open the study material and we'll explain that how that chart is prepared. But based on the data which is available there, which is given there, that chart has been prepared. So if you prepare through Excel, that only will come. And their variable cost has been shown. How the break-even chart is prepared, let me show it to you here. I have not kept the chart here. How? So like this one, okay. So fixed cost line is like this, which is parallel to this line, okay, which will never meet, not
Okay.
even in dream. So these are the parallel lines, this fixed cost line, and then this line from here it will start. This from here the variable cost will be there. If there is no production, variable cost will be 0. This will start from here. Total cost line will start from here. Okay, and then sales line will start from here and will be meeting in this point. So this is basically the break-even point. So break-even point can be calculated in units also. It can be calculated in amount also. So this, how this is plotted, the figure is given down below. Otherwise, this is the concept. So this line is angle of incidence. This is break-even point in unit, break-even point in amount. This is the variable cost line. This is the total cost line. This is the total cost line, and this is the sales line. Where the sales line is above the cost line, this is the profit area. Where the cost line is above the sales line, this is loss area. And this angle is known as angle of incidence. So this is known as break-even chart. So there, that graph is basically a chart which is known as break-even chart.
Sir, what is the meaning of angle of incidence?
Angle of incidence basically suggests that how quickly you will be reaching to the break-even point. So more is the angle of incidence. ये डिग्री होता है, मैथ्स में किया है ना क्लास 9 and class 10 में. So if this is, let's say, instead of 30 degree, if you make it 60 degree, quickly you will achieve at the break-even point. So more is the angle of incidence and quickly you will be reaching, or angle of incidence will be equal. ये दोनों जो है ना, both will be equal. So this is how the cost behavior is there compared to the sales behavior. जितना ये बड़ा होगा उतना जल्दी you know you will be meeting the break even point. ठीक है, like break even point को suppose if you understand what exactly is break even point. All of us travel in air. So air में पहले क्या होता है, we take off and then we reach to a level, okay, and then pilot asks you to remove the belt. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So 30,000 square feet. So that is basically break even point. We have reached to a situation now that seat belt is not required. So that is basically break even point. Above that is all free. You can move. But below that, again, seat belt will you have to put, because there may be turbulence, there may be some other issues also. So break even point means organization has reached to a level where they cannot have loss, and above that line, ये angle of incidence के ऊपर अगर आप ऊपर की जो side है, break even point के ऊपर की जो side है, which is known as profit area, you will have only profit. There cannot be chances of any loss. So break even point is a very important milestone for an organization. और इसके लिए your variable cost has to be as little as possible. Your fixed cost has to be as less as possible. But वो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. You have to manage it, because you cannot compromise with the quality. Okay, so quality will depend on how much cost incurrence you have, plus the other system quality control mechanism. So without compromising that, if you can reduce the variable cost and fixed cost, your break-even point will be lower. And break-even point, when it will be lower, it will be easy for you to operate at a higher profit. So that's how the organization goes on. And that's the importance of cutting down the cost sometime, which is very, very essential, particularly at a situation where the economy is not that good. We do not have that kind of problem so far in India. Right?
Yes.
What's your name?
Astha, sir.
Asta. Okay. Asta only.
Sir, normally, sir, profit is to be calculated on selling price only, or sir, like the question is given like determine the fees per student if the study center desires to earn a profit of 50% and study center operated at 50% capacity. Means sir, here profit of 50% is calculated on cost.
See, profit, until unless it is given, it is on cost only. How much incurrence you have, because you know what is the selling price? It is cost plus profit.
Yes, sir.
So profit percentage directly to be, if applicable, it's the cost only.
So not on selling sales.
So selling, you have to do it balancing calculation, then you have to do it. For an example, let's say 100, okay, or 125. 25 is the profit. So 100 is the cost. So 25%, then you have to calculate on the cost. So it is on the cost, not on the profit. So if it is given on the profit, on the sales, then you have to calculate that back and then you have to apply on the cost. If cost is given, if sales is given, you can calculate it and you can calculate the profit separately. Then selling minus profit will be your cost.
Means sir, until unless explicitly it is given that profit is on profit this percent on sales, we will need to calculate.
Normally it will be given only. Normally it will be given whether it is on profit, it is on sales or on cost. But ultimately you have to calculate on cost if cost is available. If you have to calculate on sale if sales is available. You should be very flexible in your mind that whatever the information is given, I will be able to calculate it. Normally it is given. If nothing is given, it is on the cost only.
Means a base is cost if the sales is given and cost is not given.
obviously.
Then
Because
sales
in
are
the sales,
120.
profit is an element.
Okay, sir. Sir, if sales are given like 125 and profit is 25%, so then this 25 is not on sales, it is on cost. But we have to calculate the cost from the sales effect.
You have to come back. You have to come back, calculate the cost, and then you apply it, that 25%.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
And
sir.
always you make some assumption. If 25% on cost, you assume the cost as 100. So 25 is the profit, 100 is the cost, so 125 is the sale. So if the cost is given, it is 1/4. If it is sales is given, it is 1/5.
Okay, sir. Sir, we can write a note there that we are considering it is on cost.
Normally, it is not required. The questions are quite clear. But if there is any ambiguity, you can give a note. But I don't think it's required.
Sir,
Normally,
there is a
questions,
question
if
like,
you have any instances where you are facing difficulty, you let us know. Okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah, Kuldeep is there. Kuldeep has written something. I have gone through the study material. It is complete. That's very good. Fixed cost and yes, fixed cost is there in the variable chart. And angle of incidence is the BEP level and may come in MCQ. It can come in MCQ. Case scenario, marginal costing, I think one of the favorite question. Many times we have seen the marginal costing question
Good
on.
morning, sir. Sir, I'm Subham.
Yes, Subham.
सर मैं क्वेश्चन ये था कि सर जैसे इंटरप्रिटेशन एक क्वेश्चन में किसी वर्ड का दो मतलब जैसे निकल जाता है और एग्जामिनेशन में अगर समझ नहीं आता है तो सर कैन वी अज्यूम एंड राइट इट इन नोट्स.
Logical assumption होना चाहिए. You can always assume and give a note.
ओके सर.
And if there is a double meaning, we will take care. The people you can see, myself and my colleague is sitting next to me will join me. We will take care of that. The board of studies, the authorities, ICAI people, they will take care of it. So don't hear it. Other people, the organization, your institute is sees all these things very very carefully. If there is a double meaning and two solution is to be there will be two solution. आप इसकी चिंता मत करो शुभम, आप अपने अपने ऊपर फोकस करो, वो सारे हमारा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. But you can always assume, no problem. If there is, you feel that there is a difficulty of understanding, but try to have the most logical assumption. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए assumption जो possible नहीं है आपने वो assume करके आपने solve किया. That should not be the case. ठीक है.
यस सर, थैंक यू सर.
Yes. Or one more thing before I take the next question. One more thing I'll tell you that do not always practice the easiest question कि आपका confidence बढ़ेगा. ऐसा नहीं करो कि सबसे easy क्वेश्चन कर लो, मेरे को तो सब आता है, I know everything, I can solve everything. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. अपने आप को चैलेंज दो. Lot of time I give the example, one person who is not good at playing the short ball. अभी आईपीएल चल रहा है, देखना नहीं, सुनना है बस. तो श्रेयस अय्यर है पंजाब में, वो शॉर्ट बॉल ही नहीं खेल पाता था पहले. ही वॉज वेरी वीक इन प्लेइंग द शॉर्ट बॉल. ही हैज प्रैक्टिस, नाउ ही हैज मास्टर्ड इट. देयर आर अदर प्लेयर्स ऑल्सो. पहले शतबिस्ता का वहां के हैं सौरभ गांगुली. शतबिस्ता आपको पता होगा, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, he was also very poor in playing short ball. He was my classmate though. I am also from the same college. So then you need to practice it. So here also the question, like somebody told in the very beginning, who told material cost and methely probably and employee cost. Sir, how to revise? So that's a good question because you are thinking that where I am facing the difficulty. To identify your weakness and you improve on that weakness. You don't put it under the carpet. You face it. Still there are time, 10-15 days are left. You face some difficult questions. Jab tak aap new questions, you will not practice new type of question. Like Mayank, there is one doubt in the MCQ 14, number 14 of one student. You just see that. I think he will tell you. And then that 80%, 90% we were discussing, na? So that student is also here. That's lab question, huh?
That working capital?
No, that was in working capital.
No, 80%, 90%.
Which question that was, beta? 1,20,000 you were telling, na? Somebody was telling, Astha was telling probably.
Semi-variable MTP series 2.
Which question number?
So question number 5.
Question number 5. Okay, we'll see that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? And we'll be replying your query. You don't worry about that. Whatever the query will be there, we'll reply. Anybody else?
Sir,
Ruchira. Ruchira. Yes. Yes. Sorry. What
yes,
is your
sir.
name?
Maithili.
Maithili. Okay. Once again. Yeah.
Sir, in part one, MCQ part, uh, it is very time consuming part, sir, because all the questions is wanted calculation of full questions like descriptive, like so descriptive also we need to calculate the whole the calculation of sums and multiple MCQ also we need to calculate the full sum. So it is very time consuming, sir. How to complete the MCQ in within time? How much time we need to take for MCQ, sir?
Normally, time you should take 35 minutes around 35, sometime 40 minutes if the paper is little on tougher side and the MCQ part. 40 minutes you can 45 minutes even you can allot. Time reduction in MCQ is possible only by practice. Everybody tells that. I am also telling you that. But also, you don't write the full format in MCQ questions. Many people, what they does, for an example, there is a cost sheet question. So they start preparing the cost sheet, whole cost sheet. You just scribble it. Scribble मालूम है ना बेटा? रफ में लिखना. You just write down the figures and calculate, let's say, cost of prime cost they are asking, let's say cost of production they are asking. That will save a lot of time. So
Yes, sir.
don't go for
But
any format. Don't go for the complete calculation. First, you read the question, then you read the case study, and then again you read the requirement of the questions and you thus start solving. Solving means scribbling only. So you can
for the
arrive at the figure. That will reduce lot of time. General mistake is that you try to solve like a full-fledged descriptive question, and a lot of time goes into it. So that's one way you can solve it, but there is no shortcut. You have to put effort in that, and maximum, I think 35 to 40 minutes. Am I correct, Moran?
Yes, sir.
That much you can effort to take, because there MCQ, if you can get 27, 28, around that marks, above 25, I think your job is half done.
Okay,
So
maximum
it's a
40 minutes.
very important part of your question paper. Very
Yes, sir.
important part of your question paper. So if you do that 70 marks very well, and instead of that, if you do this 30 marks very well and average of that 70 marks, I think your chances of getting more marks is quite higher, because this is an MCQ. Correct means correct. There is no
Yes, sir.
subjectivity into it,
Yes, sir.
right? So getting,
Also, there is no reducing marks in that questions. There's no possible to reducing marks.
yeah, that's what. So you all understand. You all are very
Yes.
intelligent. You all are very diligent also. Also, you need to put your efforts accordingly. I don't think there will be any issue,
So
right?
maximum 40 minutes if we can consume it,
I
sir.
think so.
For
Depending on the question paper, this is an rough estimate. I should not be putting it on the wall that it is 40 minutes only. Maybe around 35, 40 minutes, depending on the question paper. 5, 10 marks here and there, it will go. You will manage. Even in the descriptive part, I told you that, let's say you are short of one numerical, only 10 minutes, 7 minutes left, and you are still short of one question. You write down some points in the theoretical question. At least you will be able to manage some score. But here,
yes,
I
sir.
think you need to put a lot of time. You need to put correct time, because you cannot do MCQ in a hurry. Either it is correct or it is not correct.
Yes, sir. So one more question.
Hmm.
Can you tell me your assumption for question paper preparation, sir? It is comes as very difficult or some easy or medium for that?
You want me to predict the question paper?
Yes, for your assumption. You see, you saw most of the attempts, so that I'm asking your assumption. This May attempt will be very easy or moderate or very difficult. Can you say
There is
so?
nothing called moderate or difficult. You hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Anticipate no profit but provide for all losses. Theory of conservatism. You prepare your give your best and then let's see how to face it. Very difficult to say. Nobody can tell. Nobody can tell you. If anybody in the on the YouTube channel is saying this will be this, you don't listen, please. Nobody can tell that. Okay,
No,
but
sir,
you
I'm
hope for the
asking
best. You
only
prepare yourself
your
well.
yes, your point of view only, sir. It is
As a BOS faculty, I don't have any point of view, beta.
okay.
Okay, you
Okay, sir.
prepare your well, we can help you in academic part. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
but you can do it. Paper will not be such that you will not be able to do it. You will be able to do it.
Yes, sir.
And tension nahi lena. You don't assume paper will be very difficult, and and you just start panicking. No, don't start panic.
Okay, sir.
Okay, relax. Yeah, somebody was raising hand earlier. Ruchira, you were trying to speak something. Ritik, Ritik Jain. Anybody is having any question? Aarti, anybody having any doubt? Kuldeep, I've gone through your message. Any doubt you have? Yeah, somebody is there, I think. Who is there? This is Kuldeep only. Yeah. Yes, Kuldeep. Yes, please. Yes, Kuldeep, you are unmuted now. Kuldeep, you want to ask something? No. You have raised your hand. Any other? Any other query? Not able to speak, I don't know. But you have been unmuted. You can try once again. It seems some issue. Okay, fine. So any other question from any other student? Are you clear about the weightage of different section of the syllabus? We have informed many times, but are you clear about that? From which section? What is the weightage? Methali is clear. Kuldeep, you can speak. No problem. Okay, how to present in marginal costing? Am I correct? उसका माइक क्यों नहीं चल रहा है? This is your question? Comment में दिखाओ. Which type of question you mean to say? So in general, whatever is the requirement, you try to show that requirement very clearly. So even the time saving, somebody was asking, not only in MCQ don't show the full calculation at all. You just scribble it, find out the answer and put it. That's all. And in the descriptive question also, wherever unnecessary requirement is there, you try to follow that requirement. Don't go for unnecessary things. If let's say ratio question is there, they've asked you to prepare balance sheet. So you prepare balance sheet. You don't try to prepare the PNL also. Okay. Process account, if they don't ask you the normal loss, abnormal loss and abnormal gain account, if they ask you only abnormal loss account, you show that only. So that there also you can save time. Don't try to show unnecessary things. Because so you are writing, that's not a good thing to do. So there also you can save little bit of time.
Sir,
Yes.
सर एक्चुअली इन मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग सर विपिन सर ने जो फॉर्मेट से करवाया वो डिफरेंट है देन इन द स्टडी मैट, बट सर आंसर सेम आ रहे हैं सर। जो टेबल बनता है मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग में वो सेम नहीं होता है, बस द मेन आंसर इज सेम, लाइक वेरिएंसेस आर सेम।
कौन सा वाला टेबल?
सर लाइक इन वी हैव मेड इन स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग द टेबल्स।
अच्छा, स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग के?
यस सर, जो टेबल्स
और तरीका है बेटा, उसको स्टडी मटेरियल में भी है, विपिन का भी है। आप अपने तरीके से जो आपको ठीक लगे आप करिए, आंसर विल बी द सेम।
ओके सर। सर टेबल हैज नो वैल्यू सर,
नो,
लाइक आंसर्स आर सेम। ओके
कोई
सर।
वैल्यू नहीं है। आप व्हाटएवर यू फील द बेस्ट यू डू इट,
ओके सर।
नो प्रॉब्लम। No standard pattern of the descriptive question. Try to see the requirement and accordingly you put your answer. Requirement देख के करना है। No, question 1 will ask from which chapter. There is no pattern. Only there are weightage or pattern of the question paper. I will show you. This one. Can you see it?
No, sir. Previously it is visible, but now it is not visible. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Okay, but full slide even it is not visible. ये कैसे हो गया?
Now it's okay, sir.
Now?
No, sir. Now not. No, sir. Previously it's okay, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
So case scenario based already you know. 2 case scenario, 5 question into 2 marks, 10, and then 10 marks of 5 independent caselets, small questions. Okay. Then the 70 marks, that in that there will be a question which is compulsory. There will be a question which will be compulsory in the first question, that is of 14 marks. So 5 plus 5 plus 4. And then balance 56 marks will be there. So 30 plus 14, so 44 your compulsory questions, and then 56 out of that one question will be alternative. Either you do a numerical or the theoretical question. So this is the pattern, but I cannot tell you one number question from where it will come. one A where it will come, one B where it will come. No set pattern like that. Right?
Yes, sir. Uh,
Question paper is not with me, Maithili.
yes, sir. One of the friend told me to analyze the question paper. Each question will be asked from which chapter. So from based on that, you can prepare your studies. That's why I'm asking, sir.
Correct. So information is not correct actually. Any other question? I think you can start this process costing, and that question you have we could find.
सर कॉस्ट वाला जो हम कर था ना 4 महीने 6 महीने का वो वाला क्वेश्चन है।
उसमें क्या डाउट है?
पूछता हूँ अभी, वो बताते तो मैंने अजीत की आईडी पे भेज दिया है ये क्वेश्चन कराने के बाद।
हाँ. So we'll be solving one question. Any other doubt you have? I'll be inviting my colleague CA Mayank also to discuss the process costing question. This was a new type of question, so I'll request all of you to go with him and calculate the question as well as the answer. This is MTP2, process costing using FIFO. Is it visible? The question is visible? Is it visible to you?
It's visible, but words are
No.
very small. Slightly zoom. Yes, now it's okay, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So I will hand over to Mr. Mayank, and then once again I will join. Agar if you find any more questions, then again you can ask me at the end. Okay. Mayank, please.
You can sit here.
Query नहीं खोला.
Very good morning, students. Myself CA Mayank Jain. Hope you know me. अगर आप नहीं भी जानते तो आज पहचान जाएंगे। तो आज हम एक नया क्वेश्चन करेंगे प्रोसेस अकाउंट का यूजिंग फीफो, and this types of question require your ability to solve using FIFO method. So we'll start with the question. You'll take your 2 minutes to read the question. So we'll start with the question. First of all, we'll read the requirements of the question. Determine the quantity in liters of base chemical input during the month. Our first requirement is determining the quantity of base chemical input in liters. Next requirement is calculate the normal loss and abnormal loss or gain for the period. What is the normal loss, or whether there is a abnormal loss or abnormal gain, you have to calculate for it. Compute the total cost of the base chemical, mixing labor, and utilities overhead added during the month. And the last requirement is prepare the process account, which is the main requirement of the question. So Aqua Paint Limited is engaged in the manufacturing of water-based paints for the construction industry. Production is carried out on a continuous process, and the company uses the FIFO method to value WIP and the finished goods. Due to a system failure during the previous month, part of the production data was lost. Think you are a company manager or the production manager, and the CEO of the company has provided you some information, and ask you to prepare or calculate the required uh, requirements which is provided by the CEO. So there is a system failure in the company and you have given the limited data. Now you have to prepare the process account and the other information. However, some key information was recovered and the management has approached you to help prepare the process account for the affected month. The following details were retrieved. Opening WIP 1200 liters, which is 50% complete for mixing labor and 40% complete for utilities overhead. And this WIP was valued at 36,000. Means the part which is already been incurred is valued at 36,000. Now we have given the information for closing WIP, which is 250 liters, which is 30% complete for mixing labors and 20% complete for utilities overhead. Normal process loss is 6% of total input, but the actual loss during the month was 1500 liter. Now, on this basis, you have to calculate whether there is abnormal loss or abnormal gain. Now, the finish output transfer is 5000 liters. Scrap value of normal loss is 12 rupees per liter. And all the color pigments and the base chemicals are added at the start of the process. मीन्स आपका जहाँ पे प्रोसेस स्टार्ट होता है सारा का सारा मटेरियल इनिशियल में हो जाता है. इट मीन्स मटेरियल का जो हमारा जो भी प्राइस आएगा या जो भी हमारी कॉस्ट आएगी वो 100% होगी. ओपनिंग WIP के लिए भी या जो हम प्रोसेस अभी हमारे क्लोजिंग WIP में जा रहा है उसके लिए भी और जो कंप्लीट हो चुका है उसके लिए भी. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इन दिस इज द cost per equivalent unit for the month. Here it is given cost per equivalent liter, not the actual cost. Will show you the use of this word. Now the cost of base chemical is 21 rupees. Mixing labor is 6 rupees. Utility overhead is 8 rupees. The total cost is 35 rupees per equivalent liter. So first of all, we'll start with the quantity of base chemical input. We have given the opening WIP 1200 liters. Then we have the normal loss, closing WIP, and the finish unit transferred. उसके बाद हमारे पास क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है? प्रोसेस लॉस. ये हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे वर्किंग नोट में. वैसे एक्चुअल लॉस है हमारा 1500 का. यहाँ पे हम एक्चुअल लिखेंगे. उसके बाद हमारा क्लोजिंग WIP है 250. टोटल इज 6750. दिस इज द टोटल output. Now balancing figure is, you tell me the balancing figure. What is the balancing figure? Yes, Kuldeep, Maithili, Shashank, Astha. What is the balancing figure here?
5550.
Yes. And what is it? ये जो हमारी बैलेंसिंग फिगर आई है ये हमारा क्या है?
Units introduced.
Yes. जो हमें बेस केमिकल की हमें इनपुट निकालना है ये हमारी वो है. ये हमारा फर्स्ट पार्ट का आंसर आ गया. बैलेंसिंग फिगर 5550 लीटर्स. किसी को इसमें कोई डाउट? अभी तक क्वेश्चन में कोई डाउट?
Clear, sir.
Okay. We'll see the next requirement. Calculate the normal loss and the abnormal loss or gain. Very easy part. Normal loss is 6% of total input. Total input हमारा कितना है? 5550 or 6750?
5550.
750.
No, this is the base input. Total input है हमारा 6750. यहाँ पे हमारा total input लिखा है. You can see.
Sir, if only input is written.
Then it depends upon the other information, but here it is given total input, then you have to use only the total input. But if it is given the normal losses for the current year input or the input introduced, then in that case you will use the 5550. Otherwise, here it is given total input, you have to use 6750.
Sir, if it is written normal loss is 6% of input, then also 6750.
In that case, if other information also provide you that normal loss is already been covered last process or the last year, then you can use that 5550. Otherwise, in that case also you will use the 6750. And if
Okay.
it explicitly mentioned input introduced, then in that case you will use 5550.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So what is 6% of 6750?
405.
Okay, yes. And our actual loss is 1500. Now we have abnormal loss over here. Minus 405. What is our abnormal loss?
1095.
Yes. So this is very easy part. We have calculated normal loss, abnormal loss for the period. The next part is compute the total cost of base chemical, mixing labor and utility overhead. This is the most difficult and most important part of this question. Here it is given the base chemical rate, mixing labor, utility overhead and total. So let me show you the solution. We have already calculated the equivalent unit liters. I will show you the working note. Opening WIP we know 1200 units. Unit introduced we know we have calculated it 5550. Units completed over here. WIP is already completed 100% in case of material. We have to incur 50% cost for the labor part, and the equivalent unit comes to 600 units. Then in case of overheads, we have to incur 60%, which comes to 720 units. किसी को इसमें कोई डाउट की कि कैसे आया क्यों आया? If anyone has any doubt in this? ये नॉर्मल है, ये हम हर प्रोसेस अकाउंट में बनाते हैं. अभी तक हमारा फीफो का यहाँ पे कोई यूज नहीं आया है. Then we have fresh inputs. This is basically the, you can say, the balancing figure also. And the fresh inputs is 100% incurred in all aspects, material, labor and overheads. Normal loss is 405 units. Abnormal loss is also 100% in all aspects, material, labor and overheads, which is 1095 units. We have already calculated it. The last part is closing WIP, which is, I've already said, material cost is incurred in the starting of the process. So it is complete in 100% for closing WIP. We have incurred labors 30% for closing WIP and 20% in case of overheads. So equivalent unit is 50 and 75. And this is our balancing figure. If you have any doubt in this, we got the equivalent unit for labor, material and overheads. कोई doubt इसमें?
Sir, if there is abnormal gain, we will always take it as 100%, even if degree of completion is given.
Yes, in case of abnormal loss or abnormal gain, it is taken as 100% in all aspects, except कि अगर हमारा कोई information ऐसा कोई हमें trick दे रखी है question में, otherwise it is 100%.
Sir, there is a question in which degree of completion is also written about unit scrapped, but in that abnormal gain is there. So they
No,
have taken 100%.
unit scrapped is normally used for the normal loss. In case when we prepare the process account, let me show you like this. It is shown unit scrap. So we'll use only unit scrap for case of normal loss. In case of abnormal loss, we'll use the 100% only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubt कोई? कुलदीप, आस्था, शशांक, ऋतिक, हम इसके मेन पार्ट पे आते हैं. Base chemical rate is 21, mixing labor rate is 6, utility overhead is 8. We have calculated equivalent unit for chemical, for labor and for overheads. We'll get the total cost for all of this part, which is 186,785. Now we'll come to this part which student find difficult. We have added the scrap value of normal loss over here. Now the reason for adding this is cost per equivalent unit. This price is already given after adjustment of normal loss and the scrap value. And we have to when we have to calculate the total cost, including the scrap value, we have to add the scrap value of normal loss, which is 4860. Now this is the actual cost added to the process. ये हमारी कॉस्ट थी 191,645. इसमें से हमने 4860 माइनस करा, देन वी हैव गॉट द cost after deducting the normal loss, which is 186,785. क्योंकि ये हमारा इक्विवेलेंट यूनिट की कॉस्ट है, और इक्विवेलेंट यूनिट्स हमारी कब आती है? जब हम नॉर्मल लॉस को एडजस्ट कर देते हैं. किसी को कोई डाउट इसमें?
Sir, this amount of 4860 can be directly in base chemicals because it is ultimately related to materials only.
Yeah, you can show it over here, but for clarity, we have used it over here so that actual equivalent unit will not be changed and the actual scrap value will only be shown in the last. You can show it over here. The total cost will remain same. After this, you can write 4860 and you can write for the total actual cost for chemical. Then
Okay.
also it is correct. Presentation doesn't matter. You have to write logically. You have to use logical answers, and you can use any format. There is no hard and fast rule for using that particular format. Okay. The next and the last part and the most important part is prepare process account. We have all the information over here. हमने सारी information अब तक calculate कर ली है. हम बस now we want to know and we should know कि प्रोसेस अकाउंट कैसे बनना है, प्रोसेस अकाउंट में क्या क्या इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए एंड हाउ इट शुड बी प्रेजेंटेड. We have equivalent units for labor overhead. We have cost per equivalent unit. We have calculated the cost for labor and overhead. We have also added the cost of WIP, which I've already said 36,000 is already incurred. Now actual complete cost of 1200 units of WIP is 45,360. This is incurred. now, and this part is already incurred. The next is 3800 units. We have already seen it in a equivalent unit chart, and the actual cost is 35. Total cost is 1,33,000, and the cost of completed 5,000 units is the addition of WIP and the actual unit introduced and completed. So the cost of 5,000 unit is 1,78,360. Abnormal loss, we already know 1095 unit. Cost, we already know 35. The actual cost is 38,325. And closing WIP also, we have already calculated equivalent units, 250 units, 75 units, and the 50 units. Cost is 21,680, 5250, 450, 400, 6100. Till here, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Or shall we move to the next part?
Clear, sir.
Okay. This is the part you are already saying, na? Can we add the base chemical and the value of scrap? This is the value of total material added. You can show in this way also. There is no hard and fast rule.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now the most important part, process account for the month. We have already calculated all these values above. We just have to know which part would be shown, where is which part is shown where, and how it is shown. The opening WIP is 1200 units, and the already cost is calculated 36,000. Base chemical is 5550, and the cost is 112905. Mixing labor is 33,420. Utility overhead is 45,320. We have already calculated this. The next part is finished goods, 5,000 units, 1,78,360. Normal loss is 405 unit, and the scrap value of normal loss is rupees 12 per unit, which comes to the 4860. Abnormal loss is 1095, and we have to take the total cost in case of abnormal loss, 38,325. Closing WIP is 250. We have already calculated the cost above, which is 6100. Total liters 6750. We have calculated in the first part. Total amount is 227,645. यहाँ पे हमने सारी कॉस्ट कैलकुलेट कर रखी थी. हमें पता था कि हमारे पास क्या क्या नीड है. बस आपको इतना पता होना चाहिए कि आपको कौन से पार्ट में किस वैल्यू पे आपको शो करना है. एनीबडी हैज एनी डाउट? प्रोसेस अकाउंट में प्रोसेस फॉलो होता है, कौन सी चीज किस टाइम पे कब आएगी. यू हैव टू नो द डेट प्रोसेस. इफ यू नो डेट प्रोसेस कि पहले हम इक्विवेलेंट यूनिट कैलकुलेट करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद हम उसकी कॉस्ट कैलकुलेट करेंगे, देन विल कैलकुलेट द एबनॉर्मल लॉस और एबनॉर्मल गेन, and at the last we'll prepare the process account using those figures we have already calculated. कोई डाउट किसी को इस क्वेश्चन में, या कुछ प्रोसेस से रिलेटेड कुछ और डाउट हो, कुछ और?
Sir, if there is abnormal gain, then also while calculating the cost per equivalent unit, we will deduct whole normal loss that is anticipated and not only that is incurred.
Sorry, will you please repeat?
So, like normal loss is anticipated as 1500 units, but
Okay.
there is an abnormal gain of 400 units.
Okay.
Then से जो मेन कॉस्ट है उसमें से हम 1500 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय स्क्रैप वैल्यू को डिडक्ट करेंगे और जस्ट 1500 माइनस एबनॉर्मल गेन जो रिमेनिंग यूनिट्स होंगे उनको करेंगे.
स्क्रैप वैल्यू में तो आप टोटल ही लोगे जो आपका नॉर्मल लॉस है. स्क्रैप वैल्यू में हमेशा जो नॉर्मल लॉस है आपका वो आएगा. रिमेंबर दिस.
1500 into scrap value.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Shall we move to the next question? ये अगर आपको क्लियर है तो सारा.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next we have the case scenario on flexible budgeting, and in this case scenario we'll see the flexible budget part also and a little bit part of break even cost. So basically this is the integrated case scenario. This part. Conclusion regarding the break even participant. So marginal costing is used everywhere, whether you are running a company or whether you want to analyze it for your own business or for your own basically like you are going for a trip or you are planning any this type of programs like training programs. Break even is used everywhere. Yes, Kuldeep. The cost of sales, not sale. If some material sold at the process, the same should be debited with cost of sales. Kuldeep, this question is regarding the process or any other chapter? So the same should be debited with cost of sales. Kuldeep, please can you elaborate your query? I'm not able to get. If any material is sold, then it will be shown in the process account, just like we have shown it here. The normal loss 405 units and the scrap value of normal loss which is 12 rupees. We don't have to deduct in any of the part, we just have to show it over here. And when we are calculating the actual cost, then we'll deduct the total cost, then the value of scrap value and divided by the actual number of units. Yes, Astha, what is your query in MCQ?
Sir, it is related to EOQ.
Yes, so your concept for EOQ is not clear. I will explain it over here. What is EOQ?
Sir,
Or you
no.
want to know that question only?
Sir, that question only, sir. Carrying cost in that question only.
Carrying cost in that question. So, can you tell me the question?
Sir, question number 14.
Just a minute. खोला.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, answer question. Hmm. Hmm. Answer है. Yes. Tell me what is your doubt in carrying cost? We have given the storage cost and the interest for the carrying cost. So you, yes, yes, please.
Sir, in that storage cost is not taken as 2 into 2 months just, because 2 months is the average holding period, and it is written also that consider both storage cost and opportunity cost based on average assembly holding period.
Just a minute. Let me see your question. Or you can mail me your phone number and the registration number at CMA-Enter. I will call you and explain
Okay.
you also. Okay, CMA-Enter. I will write it over here. You can send me your phone number along with the query and the registration number. I will get back to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's let's start with the flexible budget. Now you have to see yourself as the finance manager of the company, or basically a manager of the company, and the top management has given you some information and ask you some requirement according to the information given. A company, ABC Professional Services Limited, is organizing a one-day corporate training workshop as part of its annual employee development program. The objective is to improve managerial efficiency, team coordination, and leadership skills of its employee. The workshop will be conducted at a premium venue, may include interactive sessions, guest lectures, team building activities. Due to uncertainty in the number of participants, the management wants to evaluate costs at different activity levels using a flexible budgeting approach. The company plans to conduct the workshop for a different number of participants. Each training batch can accommodate a maximum of 50 participants. Two trainers will be engaged for the each batch. The company will pay an honorarium of 100 rupees per trainer. It will also hire the required number of venue and the equipment setups. The following cost estimates are given: the cost per participant and the particulars of the cost. Breakfast is rupees 80 per participant, lunch is rupees 200 per participant, evening snacks is rupees 70 per participant, and the training material kit is 150 per participant. These are the semi-variable and the fixed cost. The whole the hall rent is rupees 8,000 per batch. Equipment charges is rupees 2,000 per batch. Guest speaker fees is rupees 10,000, which is fixed. Whether there are two batches, three batches, or four batches, the speaker fees is rupees 10,000, which is fixed. Event coordination charges is rupees 5,000, which is also fixed, whether they are one batch, two batch, or three batch. Other information is given. No costs are incurred in respect of trainers, except the honorarium of rupees 1,000 per trainer. Now the other information which you have to focus is, if the number of participants exceed 100, an additional lump sum supervision cost of rupees 3,000 will be incurred. Means up to two batches, there is no supervision cost. But if there are more than two batches, the additional supervision cost of rupees 3,000 is incurred. And a discount of 10% on whole rent will be provided if more than three batches are hired. We'll see, if we are organizing four batches, will be given the 10% on whole rent, which is 8,000 per batch. The management asks you to prepare a flexible budget and answer the following requirements of the question. What is the total cost and the average cost per participant if there is 40 participants? We have four requirements for the same. If we have 80 participants, if we have 120 participants, or 180 participants. Take 2 minutes and read the question again and note the requirements.
Sir, why hall rent is semi-variable?
Because for one batch, each hall is required. Like for one batch we require one hall, for two batch we require two halls, like this. So it will change with batch, not with the participants.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, same for the equipment charges. Read करें, 2 मिनट read करें. This is the most important requirement of the question. No costs are incurred in respect of trainers except the honorarium of rupees 1000 per trainer. Means these costs are incurred only for the participants. Sometimes you calculate the cost of this breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, or the material kit for trainer also. But in question especially given, we don't have to incur any other cost except the honorarium of rupees 1000 per trainer. The next part is number of participants exceed 100. Then only in that case we'll incur the supervision cost, and the discount is 10% if more than 3 batches are hired. We'll make a flexible budget for 40 participants, 80 participants, 120 participants, 180 participants. Breakfast cost is rupees 80 per participant, lunch cost is rupees 200 per participant, evening snacks is rupees 70 per participant, and the material kit is rupees 150 per participant. We can calculate this cost very easily, multiplying by 40, 80, 120 and 180. इसमें किसी को कोई डाउट? आई डोंट थिंक कि यहाँ पे किसी को कोई डाउट होगा. यहाँ तक आप सबको क्लियर होगा. मेन हम पार्ट पे आते हैं जहाँ पे आपको फोकस करना है. हॉल रेंट फॉर 40 participant we can accommodate a maximum of 50 participant in one hall, so we'll hire a one hall for 40 participant. For 80 participants we require two halls. For 120 participants we require three halls, and for 180 participants we require four halls. And in case of more than three halls are hired, we will be given the 10% on the total cost of hall charges. We have hall charges of 88,000 per hall, and we have more than three halls, which comes to the 32,000 total. Now 10% discount is given. Total is 28800. इसमें कोई डाउट किसी को?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now we have equipment charges. This is also semi-variable, 2000 for per hall. For 40 participants, we have to hire one equipment. For 80 participants, we have to hire two equipments. Similarly, for 120 and 180. And there is no discount on this equipment charges. So it will remain 2000, 4000, 6000 and 8000. Similarly, for honorarium, For one batch, we require two trainers, and each trainer is paid 1,000. So for 40 participants, we have two trainers, 2,000 rupees. 80 partic 80 participants, we have four trainers, 4,000. 120 participants, we have six trainers, 6,000. And 180 participants, we have eight trainers, 8,000. We have total semi-variable cost of 12,000, 24,000, 36,000, and 44,800. The next is fixed cost. We know the speaker fees is fixed, which is 10,000 for whether they are one batch, two batch, three batch, or four batches. The event coordination charges is also fixed, which is 5,000. Now we have additional supervision cost if we have more than 100 participants. So in case of 120 participants and 180 participants, we have the additional supervision cost of 3,000. Total cost is 15,000, 15,000, 18,000, 18,000. Total cost is also calculated. If you have any doubt uh, till this, you can ask me कि सुपरविजन कॉस्ट कैसे आई है हमारी या हॉल रेंट कैसे आया है. बाकी सब तो हमारा नॉर्मल है.
क्लियर सर.
ये और जैसे कि केस सिनेरियो है, आपको ये पूरी टेबल बनाने की नीड नहीं है. यू हैव टू स्क्रिबल, जस्ट राइट ऑन द रफ पेपर, हॉल रेंट, HR, इक्विपमेंट चार्जेस, EC, ट्रेनर charges, TC, T or TH. Just make a table in rough and you will calculate the cost. We calculate the average cost per participant dividing the total cost by the number of participants, which comes to the 1175, 987.5, 950, and 848.89. Over here, you can see in case of 180 participant, we have the minimum cost. And like the number of participants are increasing, the cost is also decreasing. Now, what is the requirement of the question? What is the total cost and the average cost per unit if there is 40 participant? We have calculated total cost and the average cost per participant for 40 participants, 80 participants, 120 participants, or the 180 participants. You can select the proper right answers. Total cost is 47 in case of 40 participants. 80 participants, we have total cost of 79,000. In case of 80 participants, we have total cost of 1,14,000. And in case of 120 participants, we have total cost of 1,52,800. And average cost is also calculated 1175, 987.5, 950, and 848.9. Means you just have made the table in your rough and you can answer all the four requirements of the question. The next and the most important requirement, what will be your conclusion regarding the break-even level of participants if company proposes to charge 850 per participants? It means currently the company is deciding what will be the charges and how much they can charge from the participant. Now they are proposing to charge 850 per participant. And now we know in case of 40 participant, we have a total cost of 1175. In case of 80 participant, we have cost of 987.5. Similarly, for 120 participant, 950. And 180 participant is 848.9. So if you use your mind, you can see the answer is 180 participant. But for clarity, for calculation purpose, if you have to calculate, we'll use the break even or the marginal costing. Collection per participant is 850. Variable cost is 500. We have already calculated over here variable cost 500. And the contribution per participant is 350. We have to use the semi-variable and the fixed cost. Since we are using semi-variable cost, since it is changes because of the number of halls or the number of trainers or number of equipment, not because of the number of participants. Up to 50 participants, it is fixed. Up to 100 participants, it is fixed. Up to 150 participants, it is fixed. So it changes only due to the change in number of halls or number of participants up to a certain limit. Like after 50, it will change. After 100, it will change. So it will be taken for decision making also. So semi-variable part is taken, fixed cost is taken. We have the total fixed cost for break-even level, which is 27,000, 39,000, 54,000, and the 62,800. Now I'll use the break-even concept over here. Fixed cost divided by the contribution per unit. 27,000 divided by the 350, 350, 350, 350. In case of 50 participants, the break-even students are 77, which is out of our range of 50 participants. Also, in case of 100 participants, 111 students are the break-even students, which is also the out of our range. In case of 150 participants, there is break-even students of 154 participants. A minor difference, but it is out of our range. But in case of 180 participant, the break-even is also 180 participants. So here we can see it is within our range. We can organize the program for 180 participants if we are charging 850 per participant. So conclusion, the break-even level of 180 participant is within the relevant capacity of 200. It means if we are organizing the 4 batches, which is 200 participant, we can organize for 180 participant. If it is calculated as 205, then it is also outside the relevant range of 200 participant. Now the management have to think to increase the charges of the students. In that case, it may charge 900 or 950. But since 180 participants are within the range of 200 participants, it can organize for 180 participants. And the break-even level of 77, 111, and 154 is outside the relevant range or the relevant capacity. And note is given for semi-variable cost, since it is specifically taken for the purpose of break-even participants. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. कोई भी आपका doubt है कि ब्रेक इवन हमने ऐसे क्यों कैलकुलेट करे या फ्लेक्सिबल बजट में कोई डाउट है, यू कैन आस्क मी. Yes, Kuldeep, in calculating BEP, fixed portion of semi-variable part is also need to be added in pure fixed cost. Yes, Kuldeep, for break-even part, we have taken the semi-variable cost since it is changing because of uh, a particular since a particular number of students, it is fixed. For a particular number of let's say 100 students, it is fixed. For 150 students, it is fixed. It is increasing only after a certain range. 50 तक आपकी सेम रहेगी, उसके बाद एकदम से इंक्रीज होगी, चाहे आपके स्टूडेंट 60 हो, 70 हो, 80 हो, फिर वो आपकी फिक्स ही रहेगी, वो आपकी चेंज नहीं होगी. अगर आपके 110 स्टूडेंट्स है, 120 स्टूडेंट्स है, तब भी वो सेम रहेगी, या 180 स्टूडेंट्स है तब भी वो सेम रहेगी. इसलिए हमने वो ब्रेक इवन के लिए फिक्स कॉस्ट का पार्ट मान के उसको हमने इंक्लूड करा है.
सर हम इसको डेफिशिएट नहीं कर सकते थे लाइक इन वेरिएबल एंड फिक्स कॉस्ट, एंड जो फिक्स कॉस्ट का पोर्शन होता है वही उसको कंसीडर करते हैं.
नहीं नहीं, आप इसमें कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करोगे? आप इसमें कि हम 40 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आपने कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे?
ओके सर. सर इन दिस
इस वाले केस में हम पर स्टूडेंट का हम नहीं निकाल पाएंगे क्योंकि हमारा फिक्स है, हॉल चार्जेस हमारे फिक्स ही हैं, चाहे हमारे 20 स्टूडेंट्स आए या 40 आए या 50 आए. इक्विपमेंट चार्जेस हमारे फिक्स ही हैं, या हमारे कोई सुपरविजन कॉस्ट, आई थिंक ऑनोरेरियम जो ट्रेनर का है, हमारे 20 स्टूडेंट है क्लास में, 40 है, 50 है, हमारी जो कॉस्ट रहेगी वो 12,000 ही रहेगी टोटल, या 24,000 ही रहेगी. हमारे स्टूडेंट चेंज होने पे यहाँ पे ये चेंज नहीं होगी, हमारा हॉल चेंज होने पे या बैच चेंज होने पे ही हमारी कॉस्ट चेंज होगी. इसलिए हम इसको डिवाइड नहीं कर पाएंगे वेरिएबल और फिक्स कॉस्ट।
Okay, sir. Sir, in another questions we will divide it.
Yes, if in normal general cases we'll calculate the semi variable cost, but for calculating the break even in this question we have to include that part.
Okay, sir. Sir, in general questions we will take fixed cost and the portion of fixed cost from the semi variable.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubt? कोई और जनरल क्वेरी हो किसी की, एग्जाम रिलेटेड कोई, कि कैसे एंड करना है या कुछ और, या कोई किसी चैप्टर से जनरल क्वेरी हो?
How is your preparation otherwise? Good? Asta?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा है. Have you seen the last year paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how was the last year paper? In your terms, you are asking about difficult, moderate, average. So what is your assessment on that?
Sir, little bit points difficult, sir.
So you are prepared for that kind of paper?
Yes, sir.
You have done the preparation. Okay, good. Satavisha, how is your preparation? Yeah.
Yes, sir, it's going well. Just revising things and all, audit with financial management along with costing.
So you will be appearing in both groups?
No, only group 2.
Group 2. Okay, audit and financial management. Okay. And you have seen the last few years question paper? And also you not only this mock test paper, I'm talking to all people, but any mock test paper, maybe the previous mock test paper, you try it out within that time span. You start at 2 o'clock up to 5 o'clock. That way also you can reduce your time taking in the case scenario question. Okay, so this is for everybody. You appear in some mock test, not only this mock test paper, but previous mock test paper also you can appear at your home. Yeah, Kuldeep, some tricky question will be there. Sometime you will forget. And if possible, all of you, if you can prepare a small error book where you are going wrong or where you have gone wrong, and just try to iron out, that part only. That chapter, that question, it will be selective only. So where you are going wrong, just try to focus on that. And don't, start something new 10 days before the examination. You finish it. Your preparation should be over. Then you practice whatever you have done. Don't try out anything new. And last few days, I think you should put yourself out of the social media, hearing different news. This is the question paper, that is the question paper, and all those kind of things. And put your best effort. I understand one theory question, it can come. ERP digital question, one theoretical question can come. May come. Cannot say it will come. Kuldeep. Right? So it's very important that whatever you have done, you just try to, I think it's time to sum up now, and not to try out many things. Whatever the area of your weakness, you work on that, and I think slowly you wind up whatever the note you have prepared, try to revise the things. So this is the time, it's not studying for a long hour, but also intelligently trying to see that where you are going wrong and try to figure it out and try to correct those things. There will be tension. I should not say that you don't get tensed and all. There will be tension. It's a professional examination, one of the toughest professional examination. So there will be tension. But then also you have to relax yourself so that at least mentally you are ready when you are appearing in the examination. Also, before the examination, you don't study too much at all. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, please don't do that. Keep yourself relaxed. And before examination, something new again, absolutely no. Eat properly, and then, sleep on time before examination. Those are very important. Don't eat too much spicy food. Paper is lengthy, then how to revise in all in 1.5 days is a challenge. Means before examination you were talking about. Yes, it's a challenge. That's why you are preparing now. It's not 1.5 days what you are studying. What you are studying now, that is going to be important. 1.5 days you will just see the revision. I told you 3 chapter, how to revise. Similarly, you have to do it for the other chapters. 1.5 days is only for revision. Relaxing and revision. Right? Yeah, clear. Any other question? This is from the chat I'm replying, because Kuldeep, I think, unable to speak due to some issue. Other students said, what is the name? Bhagyashree or something? Bhavashri. Bhagyashree is some other name, I believe. Bhavashri. Any question from you people or whoever is there? Maithili obviously has asked a lot of questions, but if you have one or two more, you can ask. Shashank. Okay, then I think we can wind up. Before going, we can inform you that there is an email ID, as I told you, cma-inter@icai.in. If you have any doubt, you send the query by sending your mobile number, and we'll try to reply your query as early as possible. And you can send the attachment and all, and maybe briefly you can write down, then while speaking you can elaborate that what exactly is your query. No problem, we are there to help you. Yeah, on a last point, what is saying? One last point, I think you want to say. Yes, Kuldeep, last point. Tell me. Do you have any query, Kuldeep? Otherwise, okay. No. Formula and with presentation, it's not required. Formula you will be writing, obviously, but always it's not that you will be writing down what is A, what is B, what is C, like that. So carrying cost, you will be writing down carrying cost, and you will be putting in the formula. Wherever you can save time, without getting any extra credit, you should do it. Right? But writing formula before starting the question is good. But may not be the whole description and all. If they have asked specifically what is EOQ, you may write it. But while doing numerical each and every time, I don't think it's required. Am I correct, man?
Yes, sir.
Right? I think that's all from our side. And standard quantity, actual quantity, SR, these are all acceptable. You can write that only. This is absolutely fine. No need to elaborate. Your figure should be correct after that. So thank you all, thank you Mayank, and thank you all the students, particularly putting some nice queries, and one or two queries which is left, you send the mail and we will reply you. All the best. Obviously tomorrow is the financial management and you will see the same two person once again. So you are invited to join that particular session as well. For today, that's all from our side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.